Alright, before we skate into this, quick vibe check. Beautiful Women of Hockey isn't about reducing anyone to looks. It's about the whole picture. Skill, swagger, leadership, presence, personality, the kind of beauty that shows up in big games and bigger moments. If you're here for cheap objectification, wrong locker room. If you're here to celebrate elite athletes who also happen to turn heads on and off the ice, tape up. We're doing this right. Now here's the plan. We're going to talk about the names you know, the names you should know, and the names you're about to pretend you knew the whole time. I'll ask you too many questions, I'll make a few jokes, and you'll yell at your screen at least once. Deal? Let's roll. First line change, Mikayla Demaiter. Let's start with the lightning rod, Mikayla Demaiter. Yes, the internet knows her as the world's sexiest hockey player. Yes, the follower count is big league, north of 5 million. But the story is deeper. Canadian, former junior goaltender, career cut short by injury at 19, pivoted like a pro into modeling and built a brand most media companies would envy. Is she on the ice today eating one-timers? No. But did she explode the reach of women's hockey by making people who never watched a face-off ask, "So, what's PWHL?" Absolutely. She's the conversation starter, and in sports, attention is oxygen. Question for you. How many times did you see someone follow her and then stumble into a Hilary Knight highlight rabbit hole? Exactly. Visibility counts. Captain America with a C, Hilary Knight. Speaking of Hilary Knight, how do you even summarize this resume without running out of breath? Captain of Team USA, gold in 2018, first IIHF Female Player of the Year in 2023, all-time leader in goals and assists at Worlds, and the first to 100 points at that tournament. That's not a career, that's a mountain range. She plays like a lighthouse, steady, blinding, and you ignore her at your own risk. Now skating for Seattle, she's the kind of leader who changes your standards. You ever notice how her teams look more organized the second shift she's on the bench? That's command. Also, her off-ice presence is the exact balance of fierce and fun. She'll chirp, she'll smile, and then she'll rip one high glove just to underline the point. Now be honest, if you had one game to win, how many names do you put ahead of Knight? Thought so. Canada's clutch gene, Marie-Philippe Poulin. You knew we were going here. Marie-Philippe Poulin isn't clutch, she's a walking overtime rule. The golden goal hat trick across major tournaments is absurd. And then she adds the 2025 IIHF Female Player of the Year and the Northern Star Award, the first woman in hockey to win Canada's top athlete honor. Captain for Montreal, captain for Canada, captain of your nightmares if you're playing against her. She's elegance and edge in one shift. Great posture, perfect release, and the exact amount of mean in the corners. Want a joke? When Poulin lines up for a face-off late, the timekeeper should get hazard pay. If your heart rate doesn't spike, check the batteries on your fandom. Question: are you more afraid of her wrist shot or the way she looks at the bench like, "We're not done yet"? Trick question, it's the combo. The new superstar money, Sarah Fillier. Sarah Fillier is where the sport is going. Speed, IQ, finish, and a contract that says, "This league pays for excellence." Rookie of the Year, 29 in 30 out of the gate, a record deal in New York, and that effortless glide that turns defensemen into pylons. She feels like a point guard who can also dunk. She makes the read and then steals your lunch. The beauty here is the economy. Zero wasted movement, zero wasted words. She shows up, she changes the game state, and she's back on the bench before you can tweet about it. You know what else is beautiful? A sport paying its best. If Fillier is a sign of the market, we're trending right. The Wall in Boston, Aerin Frankel. Aerin Frankel is a goalie with main character energy, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. Patty Kaz winner, first to 1,000 saves in the PWHL, footwork so clean you could study it in a physics lab. She's not big, she's bigger than your idea of the crease. Watch her for 2 minutes and you'll start saying things like inside edge activation at parties. The confidence is contagious. She overcommits never, she recovers always, and she'll flash the leather at a moment designed to break the opponent's will. Also, the way Boston feeds off her is a clinic. You can literally see skaters take smarter risks because she erases mistakes. Which is more beautiful, her glove or that post-in, post-out blocker angle? Goalies weigh in, civilians say both and nod. The pioneer with staying power, Emerance Maschmeyer. Emerance Maschmeyer has the resume of someone who files everything under win. First, past 1,000 regular season saves, Olympic gold, a stack of world's medals, and now a fresh chapter in Vancouver. She's the goalie version of a tone setter. Crisp roots, quiet hands, loud results. If you've ever watched a team sag and then one save turns the lights back on, yep, that's her. And off the ice, she's one of the best ambassadors you'll meet, the kind who makes kids feel like they belong at the rink. Joke for the goalies, how does she always look taller in the blue paint than listed? It's called square. Look it up. Question for opponents, when she gets that first good touch off the blocker, do you already feel the game getting long? The finisher who smiles and then scores again, Natalie Spooner. MVP, goal leader, heartbeat. Natalie Spooner doesn't so much score as she solves. 20 goals in the inaugural season, while wearing the pressure of being the local hero in Toronto. That's not easy, that's a circus. And she still made it look like a warm-up drill. You know you're in trouble when the rink gets quieter the second she jumps because everyone expects the net to move. The beauty with Spooner is also how she carries the spotlight, joyfully, with that "we're doing something important" energy. Imagine scoring that much and still being the one to hang around signing for the last kid in line. That's beautiful too. The American metronome, Alex Carpenter. Carpenter is the player who proves points per game is a love language. 7-time world champion, 2-time Olympic silver, Patty Kaz winner, and now a prime-time role in Seattle. 3rd all-time in PWHL scoring? That's not an accident, that's a craft. Watch her timing off the offensive blue line. She doesn't rush, she arrives. If the puck's a half-second late, she makes it feel on time anyway. She is, to steal a coach cliche, always in the right spot. And then she adds a finish that makes you check the replay for a hidden pass. Beautiful hockey is hockey that repeats. Carpenter repeats. Speed is a statement. Kendall Coyne Schofield. Kendall Coyne Schofield has the fastest brand in the sport. You remember the All-Star lap that detonated the internet, but here's the part people forget. She didn't stop there. Captain in Minnesota, captain for the US, a voice that moves rooms and moves the game. She's the example you point to when a young player asks, "What's the standard?" Answer? This. Training is beautiful. Reaching back-to-back gears no one else has is beautiful. Using a platform to build opportunity for the next wave? That's the most beautiful of all. Also, little joke, if she ever chases you down on a back check, please just make the safe play and live to tell the story. International Elegance Scandinavian Edition. Let's go global. Susanna Tapani is easily one of the coolest athletes walking. Elite in ringette and hockey, winning in both, now buzzing in Boston. Multi-sport balance gives her a different rhythm, and it shows in how she shields pucks in traffic. Hips like a turnstile, stick like a scalpel. Michelle Karvinen, art on skates. Finnish Danish finesse with a passer's brain and a finisher's calm. If you love touch plays, cue her clips. Evelina Makinen, the Swiss League wall with a presence that says, "Take your best shot, again." The European pipelines are blooming. The PWHL is lucky to be a magnet. Timeout. Let's talk beauty. Here's my thesis. Beauty in this game is a composite. It's the look, sure, confidence photographs, but it's also the edges, the posture, the discipline, the compassion with fans, the fight to grow the league, the unglamorous workouts you never see, the bruises you never hear about, and the way they carry the crest like it's family. That's why this list lives. We're not rewarding a selfie, we're honoring a standard. The league that changed everything. Now, about the stage. The PWHL arriving in 2024 wasn't a blink, it was a tectonic plate shift. 6 teams, real infrastructure, real contracts, real momentum. You feel it. Bigger crowds, bigger sponsors, bigger highlights making it into your feed next to the men's slate. Record deals for rookies, save milestones, rivalry games that genuinely feel heated. This is what the sport needed. And yes, that growth makes everyone here more visible, which creates a loop. More attention, more investment, better product, more attention. Beautiful, right? Okay, real talk. Favorite archetype? Pick your poison. Do you fall for captains who stare down third periods like overdue bills? That's Knight and Poulin. Do you love the new money energy of a star who makes the business look good? That's Fillier. Are you a goalie nerd who pauses and rewinds 6 times for a post seal? Frankel and Mashmeyer have your weekends booked. Do you crave finishers who hunt the soft spots like treasure maps? Spooner and Carpenter are your playlist. Or maybe you love blur speed with a mission. Hi, Kendall. Question for you. Answer honestly. Which player here made you look up highlights mid-video? Which one would you want speaking to your kids' team? Which one would you hate to face on a breakaway with the season on the line? And whose jersey are you pretending you bought for a friend, but we both know it's yours? Let's address the predictable comment. Why talk about beauty at all? Because the word belongs to them too, not just to a lens. Beauty is excellence under pressure. Beauty is the grace to sign every autograph and the grit to battle in the slot. Beauty is a faster lap than your expectations and a bigger platform than last year. Beauty is the sound of a sold-out barn for a women's game on a Tuesday. Language evolves. Ownership matters. They get to define it. Also, for those thinking stick to sports, I hate to break it to you, this is sports. Athletes are public figures. Image and performance aren't rivals. They're teammates when done with agency. If a player builds a brand that helps fund the league, that's not a side quest, it's a win. Closing shift. Beautiful isn't a mirror, it's a resume. It's how you move, how you lead, how you connect, and how you finish when it hurts. The women we talked about tonight are raising the bar on all of it. They're changing what a hockey career looks like, what a pro league should feel like, and what young players think is possible. So yeah, beautiful women of hockey. Beautiful because they play beautifully, because they win beautifully, because they grow the game beautifully, and because in a sport that demands everything, they give it, and then stay to give a little more. Now get in the comments. Keep it respectful, keep it loud, and keep it fun. And if you're heading to a game this week, wear the jersey, bring a friend, and be ready to stand when one of these players does something so clean you forget to breathe. That, my friends, is beauty worth cheering for.